Hello guys, the season is finally upon us and what we've been waiting for, Tottenham are to take to the field tomorrow against Manchester City. So the season it kicked off Friday. Brentford did us a massive favour and they shattered Arsenal's start to the season with a 2-0 victory. Very good side, Brentford, in terms of the way they run. Good manager, board support them in the way they can. They don't go out and spend loads and loads of money, but they're very clever. Their recruitment is excellent at Brentford. We all thought they were going to struggle when they let Ollie Watkins go, somebody that I would have loved for us to sign. Obviously, he went to Aston Villa and did pretty well there. Got called up to the England squad for some of the friendly games before the Euros. Didn't make the final cut for the squad, but certainly a very good striker. But Ivan Toney stepped up to the plate and really helped him out last season. I think he could be big for them this season in the Premier League. Then, obviously, today, Manchester United smashed Leeds 5-1. There was a hat-trick from Fernandes, 4 assists from Pogba, I mean to say. He only got 3 assists the whole of last season, and he smashed 4 in one game, so he's off to a good start. And, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's men really laying down a claim that they want to be in this title race this season. They did look good. However, Leeds didn't look as good. They weren't at it as much as they normally are. Definitely missing Calvin Phillips in there. Didn't really get the ball much to Bamford and Rodrigo. They had chances to put away. I mean, Ayling's goal was an absolute cracker after the half to draw them level to 1-1. But they just kind of capitulated after that. Manchester United really grew into the game and signalled some intent. Games are being played as I speak right now in the Premier League. Gunslinger, just to let you know. Whoop, there we are. Dead Cat's making an appearance. I will name that by the end of tomorrow's game, and I'll let you know who wins that comp. So if we talk about our game tomorrow, which is why we're here. So 4:30 kickoff at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. You can start and tune in at 4 o'clock. That's on Sky Sports. Obviously, the games today are being played on BT. Sky Sports on Super Sunday. Nuno. Okay, his press conference, in my opinion, was a bit shaky, a bit hostile at times. Look, that's going to happen because there's still talk of Harry Kane. The guy's back. Nuno said he'll decide whether Harry Kane will take part in the game after today's training session. The vibe I got is he's not going to be involved. They'll make the excuses that he's still not ready, not match fit, tired from the Euros and his holiday and all the football he played last season. I think personally it's a bad game to put him into anyway, just because Man City are the team that he's linked with, and that will take all the focus of the game if he's there. Massive distraction for the players around. They're professional, but it is what it is. So don't expect to see Harry Kane in any capacity. Cristian Romero. Okay, so he'll be assessed late on after his injury. He's back in training. He's looking fairly sharp. However, looking sharp in training and being match fit are 2 completely different things, especially when you're a brand new signing at the club as well, because there's going to be those first game jitters. Japhet Tanganga, he was a worry after the last pre-season friendly. He come off with an abductor issue, but apparently he's fit. He's ready to go. So whether we'll see him from the start or on the bench, I don't know. It depends on the formation that Nuno goes with. If he goes with 3 at the back, we could see him or Rodon. We shall see, but he's okay. Manchester City, and this is, thank God, they are without Kevin De Bruyne. He's got an ankle injury, and Phil Foden, a foot injury. They're recovering from the injuries they sustained at Euro 2020. So neither of them are back. However, record signing Jack Grealish will be in contention. He got minutes in the Community Shield last week. So he's their record signing that we could have had for absolute peanuts a few seasons back. Thank you very much, Daniel Levy. And now we've got to face him for the most fearsome team in the Premier League at the moment, and one of the most fierce in European football. Kyle Walker, John Stones, Raheem Sterling and Gabriel Jesus, and Ederson, they are all back in contention after returning to training this week from holidays and injuries alike. So as I said, if you want to follow this game, you need to go onto Sky Sports for Super Sunday. If we just look at some stats now, Man City have lost their last 3 games at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in all competitions. Now, Pep Guardiola has never lost 4 away games against any teams in a row. He's never lost them. So that's joint as well with Chelsea and Liverpool. Okay, that's that there. Obviously, last season, our opening game didn't go so well. We lost 1-0 to Everton. Manchester City, on the other side, they have won their last 10 opening games in a row. 10 seasons on the bounce they have won. But they are coming to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium where they have a bit of a shaky reputation. What else? Sonny obviously loves a goal against Manchester City. So since joining Tottenham, Sonny has only scored more goals in all competitions against Southampton with 11. Against Man City, he's got 6. He scored in all 3 of his appearances against Manchester City at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. And from the way Nuno was talking, it looks like Sonny could possibly be playing through the middle. That's where he's had to play whilst Kane has been out. That tended to be what Jose Mourinho did as well. We saw Pochettino do it. Sonny has the ability to play anywhere across the front line. I don't like him playing through the middle, if I'm honest, but if there's no one else available, then it kind of makes sense. The only other man you can really throw in there is Dele Alli, but the guy hasn't played enough football to kind of be relied on to play as your main man up top. I mean, it's going to be an interesting game. It's going to be a lot of hard work. It'll be a really good test of where we're at, considering Man City are strong no matter who they put out. So we shall see. Now, if we talk about Nuno's press conference, it was just really annoying because you didn't really get an indication as to what's happening with Harry Kane. He really didn't want to answer the questions at all regarding that. Like, people were saying, like, is he still going to be a Tottenham player come the end of the window? Yada, yada. Have you had a chance to speak to him yet? It's just the same stuff as always, really. He just wouldn't give us a proper answer at all. Like, I can understand, because you don't want to say something and then for Daniel Levy to change his mind, or Man City coming with a massive bid and he's gone, and then everyone's going to blame Nuno, saying, oh, you said this, and blah, 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 blah. So it makes sense from that point of view as to why he was a bit cagey and kept everything close to his chest, because I genuinely don't think anyone knows. I don't think the club even know. It all depends on what Manchester City do and slap a bid our way. We are still searching for strikers. Dusan Vlahovic does look like the more likely candidate to come in. We've had some bad news, actually. Who is it? Somebody's turned us down. That I was talking about yesterday. So the Sevilla defender, he's turned us down. Doesn't want to come to Spurs. Don't blame him. No, not Villarreal. That's the one. The Villarreal defender, he doesn't want to come to us. They won the Europa League last year, so they're going to get Champions League football this year. So why would you want to come to Tottenham? As I said about Jules Koundé, he's going to have Champions League football this season. Why is he going to want to come to Spurs? All makes sense. But yeah, for the Harry Kane situation, it's just getting a bit ridiculous now, because they keep asking the managers in the press conference, and, they don't know. Guardiola knows that they want Kane. Nuno knows that he wants Kane. But nobody's got any guarantees as to whether he's going to be there or not. There's got to be more talks. So look, they'll have a conversation, no doubt, today, because they'll have to have a conversation about whether he's fit enough to play, whether he feels mentally right to play the game. Look, we know he'll probably give it his all, but he's only human at the end of the day, and you don't know what our fans are going to react like to him. You don't know how the Manchester City fans are going to be. Are they going to have banners up like welcoming Kane to their club? Like, anything could get into his mind frame for that game. I know he's a massive professional, but I wouldn't want to be in his situation if he was selected. So I just think at this point it's pointless for the media to ask anything about Harry Kane's future. Although what I would say, if you watch the press conference, and I urge you to do after this, have a watch of it, read Nuno's body language in his face. He just does not look confident that Kane is staying at the club, in my opinion. Based on what I saw from him, I'm not too sure he's convinced that Kane is going to stay. So I think there has been the signal intent from Kane where he spoke to the club officially and said that he wants to go. However, we haven't, had a proper statement from Kane's Kane's camp to say officially that he wants to go, and he hasn't handed in a transfer request. So I really don't know what's going to happen there. But yeah, we need to bring someone in. Definitely, we can't go a season with Sonny playing up front, because if he's going to be there permanently, it's a place and position that he needs to adapt to, and it's going to take training. Traditionally, he plays out on the left and likes to cut inside. So it's a whole different range of movement that he's got to have. He'll need to learn better hold-up play, better link-up play. He's better at being the person on the receiving end of link-up play rather than the person holding up the ball and releasing someone. I mean, it'll be interesting to see who we go with tomorrow. You know, I would fully expect that Hugo Lloris will retain his place in goal as our number one. Reguilon, I think, will be the guy to play on the left, because Sessegnon might not be available. He's definitely back, which he put up on Instagram or Twitter, one of the two, that he's back, but that doesn't necessarily mean he's ready to play. So I'd expect Reguilon there. Centre-backs, if he's going to go with two, it will probably be Dyer and Sanchez. I just don't think he's going to risk starting Romero. So if he goes with two, it'll be them. If he goes with three, it'll be interesting to see who he goes with, because Rodon came on in the last pre-season friendly, but he used Carter Vickers a lot to start with in pre-season, to the point where Dyer wasn't in the squad for one of the games. Sanchez had been on the... Well, Sanchez was away, wasn't he, in the Copa America, so he come back a little bit later. So it'll be interesting to see if Carter Vickers makes the bench. Rodon, I would expect to make the bench. If Tanganga is fit enough to make the bench, he'll be there. So centre-back wise, it'll be interesting. If he goes with three at the back, it'll be... I wonder who will be the third centre-back. And then on the right-hand side, I would fully expect him, experience-wise, to go with Doherty. However, defensively, if Tanganga is fit, I would go with Tanganga just to give us a bit more defensive rigidity against a team that is just going to be free-flow attacking. I think Tanganga will be better at dealing with Sterling if he plays out on the left. And then moving into midfield, Tanguy obviously hasn't played any of pre-season, although he's been training. He's obviously had a kid. But I don't know what's wrong. He looks lean, so it's not like he's put on weight or anything, or is unfit, because he looks in better shape than normal. But there's just something that's not right in the headspace at the moment. I don't know what that is. So you'd expect Højbjerg will start. What will be interesting is if Oliver Skipp plays and starts, because he used him a lot in pre-season and he's looked very, very good. So this will be a good indicator of what is likely to happen with Skippy this season. Will it be Skippy or will it be Winks? I wouldn't expect Sissoko to play. He's not played any real part in pre-season. We're definitely looking to move him on. So that midfield partnership will be a very interesting one. And then obviously he's used a lot of Bergwijn, Mora, Sonny. Once he come back, he went straight into the side. Yeah, but then he's used a lot of youngsters as well. I don't think any of the youngsters will play. I think we'll fully bed everyone else back in. I'd expect Lo Celso will play the number 10 role. Sonny will obviously be through the middle. And yeah, I reckon it'll be Mora and Bergwijn that get the nod on the flanks. They've both looked good pre-season. I know it's been weaker opposition for the majority of it, but they both held their own against Arsenal and Chelsea. Bergwijn obviously got a goal in pre-season, so that'll do his confidence the world of good. It's the one thing that we moan about that is not there in his game, and I think that is what has been holding him back in another sense. And obviously Mourinho asked him to do a lot of defensive duties last season when he was played a lot early on. He was doing a lot of work to help out Aurier or Doherty, whoever he was with at the time, which is why we didn't see the best of him. It wasn't that he wasn't playing well, he was just asked to do a different role. So yeah, looking forward to it. Slightly apprehensive and nervous, as you would be going into this game, because we haven't had the best transfer window yet. I've got a feeling a lot of our transfers are going to come right at the end. A lot of it's going to hinge on that Harry Kane issue. If he goes, it's going to be a decent chunk of money that's brought in, obviously. But how are we going to spend that? Are we going to spend it all? Bryan Hill, don't expect him to be involved either. Obviously, he's just come back from the Olympics. So I don't even know if he'll be on the bench. It'd be nice if he is, but if not, I'm sure we'll see him in some capacity at the game, watching on from the stands with Romero if he's not involved. It'll be interesting to see if Harry Kane is in the stands at all. So, yeah. Quietly confident, though. Not to the point where I'm gonna put a bet on it, because I don't like to bet on my own team. I don't know why. I just never have. I don't enjoy betting on Tottenham at all. I feel like it could jinx the game. That kind of guy, a little bit. I get a little bit like that sometimes. I'm worried that if I put a bet on and we lose, it's my fault. So, we'll see how it goes. Let me know in the comments what you think. Score predictions, put them below. Let me know your starting lineups. Let me know how you think we're going to do for the season. I was going to do Premier League predictions of where teams are going to finish. However, I've decided to do things a bit differently. I'm going to wait until the window shuts, transfer window, and then make my predictions, because there'll be a lot of teams that perhaps don't make the signings they want until the deadline, or they'll see how they get on in the first couple of weeks of the Premier League season and then tweak where they think they need to. So that'll be interesting to see what happens there from all the teams. That's when I'll do my predictions, okay? So let me know your score predictions below, where you think we'll finish in the league, anything like that. Anything you want to talk about, smash it in the comments below. I'll get back to you. Thanks for watching the video today, guys. Enjoy the match tomorrow. And then I will talk to you on Monday. I will squeeze the video in to talk about the game itself and how we did. I can't talk to you straight after the game because it is my dad's birthday tomorrow. So the plan is there. I've got my own football match in the morning, pre-season friendly. Then I've got to go to a rehearsal straight after for a play that I'm in. Then I'm going out for a meal for my dad's birthday. Well, I say that. We're going to watch the first half of the game, as much of the second half as we can. Then we've got to go out for a meal. The table, Mum booked, so that's booked for 6 o'clock, which is as the game is meant to finish. So what we might do is watch it on my phone in the car if we're allowed to. Watch that on the Sky Go app. Then we'll have the meal. Hopefully that'll be a nice one. And then we'll come home and hopefully celebrate the victory. And if we haven't watched the rest of the game in the car, we'll watch it when we get home. It's just the way it falls on birthdays, busy days. But if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel. We are over 700 subscribers now, so thank you very much for that one, guys. Take care, enjoy the game, and as always, come on you Spurs.